Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So I thought I would take a little break today from Dr. Jackson's book, which I will be doing another podcast shortly on. But I wanted to introduce another new project, and that is, inshallah, I hope to make the output in a book format that will be called al-Arbain, al-Amrikiyya, or essentially the 40 American Hadith. And Imam Nawawi, rahimahullah, the famous Muslim scholar, Imam Nawawi, his collection of 40 Hadith, which is called al-Arba'in al-Nawawiyya. And there are actually several other collections of al-Arbaun, or 40 Hadith collections, partly because 40 Hadith are easy to memorize and they're concise and they can be done thematically and so on. So I thought as an ability, or as a way of trying to increase the ability and just the presence of American Muslim scholarship, that I will try to put out al-Arba'in al-Amrikiyya. So the first hadith in the collection that I want to put together kind of speaks to the household. And I think, when we look at a lot of the issues with the Muslim community, or if we look at just, modern life, period, the household is sometimes the last refuge, but also the first thing to go. So I'm reminded of this hadith in which Aisha was asked, سألت عائشة رضي الله عنها, ما كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في بيته. وقالت عائشة رضي الله عنها, كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في مهنة بيته, تعني في خدمة بيته, وإذا حضرت الصلاة فخرج إلى الصلاة. And the translation being that, Aisha was asked, how is the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, how is he in his household? What does he do? Essentially, كيف يصنع النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام في بيته. What did he do? Specifically, يصنع, like to be purposeful or of use. And Aisha radiallahu anha replied that that he was, كان في مهنة بيته, تعني في خدمة بيته. That the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was essentially of great use, meaning تعني في خدمة بيته, that he was at the service of his household. And this gives, I think, an important window into what the prophetic life would have been for the Prophet in terms of his household. And we tend to think of the Prophet ﷺ as a great community leader and all these other things, which of course he was, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. But the Prophet also ﷺ had a private life and was a husband and a father and so on. So Aisha gives us this great window, but then doesn't stop there. And for me, I found the added little appendage that she gives, that either حضرت الصلاة, and that when prayer came in, فخرج إلى الصلاة, that if prayer came in, he would leave and he would go to prayer. So that not only was the Prophet ﷺ, he was in the service of his household, which, I guess from house to house, that could have different meanings, whether it is you help out in terms of house chores or whatever it is, earning a living to support your family or so on. It didn't get in the way of his ibadah or his worship, which of course for the Prophet, ﷺ being the leader, is important, but it gives that prophetic example that when prayer came in, though, he went out and he performed the prayer, meaning here in jama'ah, or in a group or together, and that it didn't exclude him from being a part of the community, and that it also gives some insight that in the context of how was the Prophet in the service of his household, he also then still maintained prayer. So it also sheds, I think, even some more important light on the role of prayer, and that it isn't just for personal fulfillment and other things, but maintaining one's prayer is a way of helping to maintain one's house, but it also shows that even in the maintaining of one's household, one still needs to be a part of the community. So this is the first hadith from the al-Arbaun al-Amrikiyya, or the 40 American Hadith that I will be doing. Inshallah, I'll try to do a brief podcast for each one and give some thoughts as to why I think they will speak to an American audience, inshallah. وأصلي وأسلم على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.